Hello, I'm Jonathan Dunsky, author of the Adam Lapid Mysteries. On this channel, I talk about crime fiction that I read and enjoyed, and today I'd like to tell you about A Long Line of Dead Men by Lawrence Block. A Long Line of Dead Men is book 12 in the Matthew Scudder series. Matthew Scudder, or Matt Scudder, is a private investigator living and working in New York City, and he is the star of a long-running series numbering 20 novels, or 20 books, including novels, short story collections, and I believe one novella. And this is my favorite novel in the series. And I'd like to tell you about it because I think the series is exceptional in general, and this book is like the most shining gem in a pile of them. So let's talk about the story. In A Long Line of Dead Men, there is a group of 31 men, they're called Group of 31, who meet annually basically to celebrate life and celebrate their achievements. And this is supposed to be a sort of club or a sort of group that has been running for several centuries and that can include in its history various important historical figures. So the way that it works is that there are 31 men and they meet each year, and of course, as time goes by, some of them die, and those who remain continue to meet every year until only one is left. And then it is up to that one remaining member to enlist 30 new members. He will certainly be old by then. He needs to enlist 30 new young and promising men. This is supposed to be a group of men who will do something with their lives. And in so doing, by enlisting these new men, he will recreate the group of 31 and the cycle will continue again. So this group exists basically, and its members meet every year. And this particular group, the group that the book deals with, has been meeting or started in the early 1960s. And one of the members, a man by the name of Louis Hildebrand, has noticed something strange. He noticed that over the 3 decades that had passed since the group initially met, when the previous lone member enlisted the 30 new young men, he noticed that a good number of the members have died. And he has actually checked various tables and statistics, and he has come to the conclusion that many more of the members have died than they should have. So, and not all of them have been murdered, not by any stretch. Some have died accidentally. One has died in a war. Some have committed suicide. Some have died by seemingly natural causes. But just the sheer number of the dead men has raised the alarm in Louis Hildebrand's mind, and he wants to get to the bottom of this to see whether there is someone who is targeting these men, the remaining surviving members of the group of 31. And so he turns to Matt Scudder. He hires him in order to look into these various deaths and see if there is indeed something nefarious going on, if there is a serial killer who is targeting members of this group of 31. Now, just the idea, what I've just told you, when I first read this novel, and I read it several times, but when I first encountered the idea, I was just amazed by it. What a terrific idea, what a terrific premise for a novel. Imaginative, original, and something even a bit creepy. So I was quite enthralled from just the early pages of the book. Now, this seems like a very difficult case because there have been, as I said, a number of deaths spread out over 3 decades, and not all of them are likely to be the result of someone, of a killer. Some may have been natural. As I said, someone died in a war or an accident or committed suicide. And it's difficult to know at first glance which of these deaths was natural or innocent and which were not. So Matthew Scudder begins his investigation, and it's quite an interesting and thrilling book. Of course, it's well written, as are all books by Lawrence Block. But this one, the mystery struck me as the most interesting of the entire Matthew Scudder series. In addition to the mystery, the book continues to tell the story of Matt Scudder's life. By this point of the series, Matt is a recovering alcoholic. He goes to AA meetings. And his life in general seems to be in order, which it wasn't in the beginning of the series. He's with Elaine, the love of his life. He has a good friend, Mick Ballou, who is a terrific character in and of himself. He's a sort of gangster. And he even gets to the point in which he sort of mentors another alcoholic who is new to AA, and Matt Scudder tries to help him stay off drinking. There's a lot of interesting incidents and a lot of interesting characters among the remaining group of 31. And Matthew Scudder has to sort of dig into the life of the entire group in order to get to the bottom of this case. And it does so in a way that is quite satisfying. This book has one of the best endings of the series, as well as I said, the most original premise, and I believe the most interesting investigation. So, as I said, I'm a big fan of the Matthew Scudder series, and this one is my favorite. But it being book 12, I would not recommend reading it first. Start with book 1, The Sins of the Fathers, and just work your way through the series. It's simply a masterpiece of writing. The entire series is, and you'll enjoy the journey until you get to book 12, A Long Line of Dead Men, and I hope you'll find it as rewarding as I have. So let me know in the comments if you've read A Long Line of Dead Men, or if you've read any of the Matthew Scudder series, and tell me what you think of them. Thank you for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.